Well, I just felt it was time to toot my own horn a little bit. For the couple dozen of you that follow some of these videos here. As you recall, I did a posting back on the 14th and of last month, just a couple days after the Benghazi embassy bombing and the murder of four American personnel. And a lot has happened since then. But as you recall, one of the questions that I raised was, where the hell was our military? Why did we not have assets on location? We knew that there were cables sent from the embassy during the attack to the White House, to the State Department, to, I believe it was the embassy in Tripoli, and then another department that apparently was supposed to be handling security. So we also know that there was surveillance. Now, we hear that, well, geez, the news finally picked up on the fact that, well, they had a drone overhead watching the entire thing. We had our administration, State Department, watching Americans get slaughtered, and they did nothing. Now ask yourself, just where in the hell did that drone come from, and how did they know to get it in there? And are we to believe that we didn't have anyone that had the ability to send, say, a Predator drone in there with some firepower? How about a Reaper? Why couldn't we have dropped a Tomahawk or a cruise missile somewhere in the vicinity to give the terrorists something else to think about other than taking out our ambassador? Again, like I said in that video, I hope to God that we didn't have people in our military and our intelligence agencies sitting on their ass, sitting on their hands, doing nothing because they were just so afraid to do something politically incorrect or were worried about their damn job. I hope that's not the case, but it just seems more and more and more that is the case. We watched it. We saw what happened. We had a drone there, circling overhead. But why is it politically incorrect to not kill the terrorists? Why is that the PC thing to do? Seems to me the politically correct thing to do would be to, when you see people trying to kill Americans, you kill them back and you kill them first. So there's cover up in this crap. Obama. I'm sorry. The president is incompetent. He was incompetent is the best thing he could have been. I think he was complicit. I think there's a cover-up going on there. I've said it before. I've said it on the other 3 videos on this. It's just the more and more the mainstream media is finally picking up on stuff I've said for the last 5 weeks. And he was either, I think he was complicit, but he had 12. The morning after the attack, he had, after they watched the attack on live, he had 12 reports from intelligence agencies on his desk saying that this, exactly what happened, that this was not some spontaneous protest to a video, that this was a well-coordinated, it was documented. They were warning us for at least a month before it happened that this was going to go on. The administration, the Obama administration, turned down repeated requests for security. And again, why is it when our U.S. senior diplomats go to Afghanistan for a visit, they make all of our U.S. service personnel leave their weapons outside the tent? Keep them locked up. Just no soldiers can have guns around the personnel. But for some reason, they don't trust our American troops, but they'll trust a couple of Libyan henchmen, to 2 of them, who apparently turned, and joined the terrorists to attack our embassy. Basically told them, where our guys were, where to go. So it makes you wonder why it was so well coordinated, huh? But we don't have much. We can install charging stations for the Chevy Volts in Switzerland. We've got Marines guarding our ambassador in France. But we don't have people to guard our ambassador in one of the most dangerous places where Al Qaeda is on the rise. And again, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again in case someone new is seeing this. The Obama administration, when the rebels were fighting Gaddafi, we supplied arms to the rebels. Interesting. Who brokered that deal? Oh, yeah, it was the ambassador. Oh, who did a lot of the rebels who were fighting Gaddafi turn out to be? Yeah, Al Qaeda. Isn't that amazing? The Obama administration sold weapons to Al Qaeda. Those were the people that flew the towers or the plane into the towers. Now, isn't that amazing? You know, and the two Navy personnel, the SEALs that were there, my understanding is they were contractors contracted by the State Department to try to find and locate and retrieve the weapons that we had sold to the rebels. We were trying to get the rebels back. Or trying to get the weapons back from the rebels. Now they're dead. Isn't that amazing how it seems like everyone who was in the know ended up dead? I mean, this kind of smacks of like the Clinton-Nina Arkansas deal. It's food for thought. But for those of you who've watched a couple of my videos on this, you guys, this is old news to you. You're already out in front of the game. Even Fox News is just playing catch up. So, spread the word. We got 2 weeks till an election. We have, and let me tell you something else too. When I watched that debate, the second presidential debate, and Obama got all indignant, so serious about those caskets coming home. Playing politics with this, that's just contemptible. You know what? It made my skin crawl listening to that sniveling weasel. That's exactly what he's doing here. He's been playing politics the whole time. And if he gave a damn about those people, he should have done everything within his power. Instead of going to bed, Mr. President, not knowing where the hell your ambassador was. I know you had a busy day fundraising and talking to J-Lo and Coolio and Yoho and all these other yipty-dipty news outlet, fundraisers. But you shouldn't have gone to bed. You should have said, what the hell is going on? What can we do? How hard is it to pick up the damn phone and tell your commanders, get something in there, get some choppers in there, get some cruise missiles, a Tomahawk, a Predator. Come on. Well, you're willing to use Predators against, or drones against U.S. personnel here. But what, you won't go, send some ordnance in on actual terrorists? What the hell is going on? What a coward. A president coward. That's what you are. And I'll tell you what, anyone who sat there on their hands afraid to act because they're afraid of losing your job, you're a coward too. Seriously. You ought to just go if you hate yourself that much after you realize how complicit you were in allowing 4 Americans to die and you sat there and did nothing, you know what? You go figure out your own punishment. But I wouldn't let you anywhere around anything that requires responsibility. I wouldn't even make you the head fry cook at McDonald's for fear you'd screw that up. So, once you go be an underwater BB stacker, there you go. Or a judge at the Yawning Festival. Hard to screw that job up. But I'll tell you, folks, we got an election coming up. We need you to spread the word about this. If someone wants to sit here and say, well, he used the word terror in the Rose Garden, he didn't use it in a specific term. He's just talking about broad generalities. And then, of course, days later, we saw him out there, on Letterman and The View saying, well, when they asked him, was this terrorism? Well, we don't know. We don't have all the facts. We saw him 6 times referred to this video at the UN and, didn't once call it terrorism. This is a president where you had Major Nadal Hassan, the Muslim, at that Fort Hood shooting, called it workplace violence. Oh, it's a terrorist. This is a Muslim that had an axe to grind, and he killed Americans. That's terrorism committed by a terrorist. I'll call it for what it is, just like I'll call you an idiot, Mr. President. It doesn't give me pleasure to use that word, but, sir, that's what you are. You're incompetent. You may be a hell of a good community organizer, but you're a lousy, shit-ass president. And America deserves better. All Americans deserve better than what we've got from you. We've got nothing but lies, distortions, manipulations. You are so unqualified. Your head is so freaking full of itself. You think you're the smartest guy in the room. you're not even humble enough to know that you don't know most of the things that you should. You've never run a business. You don't know anything about owning a business. And, like I said, it doesn't give me pleasure to say this, but, sir, you're wholly unqualified to be president. Step aside and let someone in there who has experience in running economies, who has the humility, the humbleness to know that he's not all knowing about all subjects, but he also has the intelligence to hire smart, capable people who will advise him and not just kiss his ring. That's what Mitt Romney brings to the table, and that's why I will vote for him. So pass this along to your friends. I appreciate you watching. Your input's always welcome, and God bless America.